Today, I'm going to be breaking down the exact system that you need to make 6 figures per month with your coaching business using YouTube. One single YouTube video can generate you thousands of dollars over time. Now, I've personally implemented the same exact system for myself and generated $300,000 in the span of 90 days of launching my own coaching offer. This is the same exact system that my clients use to generate over $300,000 in sales in the past 6 months. Every leading coach that dominates their own market and niche all use YouTube to drive revenue to their own channels and businesses, and it only takes a few hours to make an actually good video. So today I'll be showing you guys the step-by-step process that all of these coaches use so that you can plug and play it into your own business. If you don't watch till the end, you'll miss out on the strategies that I've personally paid tens of thousands of dollars for that will actually change the trajectory of your whole business if you implement it. And the best part about this is you don't need thousands of views or subscribers to actually make this work. Now, the topics that I'm going to cover today is number 1, why do we actually use YouTube to drive revenue and make sales? What kind of videos to make? The step-by-step framework to actually making a good video that will generate you booked calls and sales for your high ticket offer. And also at the very last, I'll put in a bonus somewhere in there. Okay. Why YouTube? To understand that, you guys need to understand that we're currently in a trust recession. Promises and guarantees are getting crazier than ever. Like, I'm talking like, if you buy my program, I'll guarantee you $10,000 in the next 24 hours, or I'll buy you a Lambo and 2 villas in Dubai. Like, it's getting crazy. And trust is at an all-time low, and skepticism is at an all-time high. People just generally don't trust other people now because they've been scammed. They've heard other friends getting scammed left and right. So nowadays, people don't buy coaching anymore. People buy coaches. Like, the information out there in the info space is so saturated. It's insane. So people are having a hard time picking who to actually trust. And that's where YouTube comes in. So you, using YouTube, you're allowing yourself to differentiate from all the other coaches that are using cold DMs, cold outreaches, and even paid ads, for example, right? It's called more pushy marketing. And with YouTube, all you're here to do, right, is let people come to you instead. Okay. Now, one thing with organic content, especially YouTube, is it's very high leverage. Okay. What I mean by that, right, is let's say cold DMs. Cold DMs are considered linear, right? For every 1 outreach, for example, for every 100 outreach, you'll get XYZ output, right? So it's very linear growth. Now, as for organic content, it's one to many, meaning that for every asset, for every content asset, let's say you put out one video, you could have tens of thousands of views over time. Okay. So the output here is exponential. And this also ties into our 7-11-4 rule that I want to explain to you guys. If you guys search it up in Google, I'll just tell you right now, in order for your audience to actually buy from you and to trust you, they need to watch 7 hours of your content. They need to consume 7 hours of your content via 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. So YouTube being one of the platforms, the first rule is typically what other coaches struggle to fulfill. The 7 hours. It's very difficult to fulfill 7 hours of watch time using a 60-second Instagram reel as opposed to a 20 to maybe even a 30-minute YouTube video. Okay. So that just shortens the sales cycle, right? A lot more. Now, the next thing is I want you guys to think about your own buying decisions. So think about the last time you bought a high ticket coaching program that was at least $3,000 to $5,000. How did you actually come to that decision to buy it? Like, if you backtrack, right? If you backtrack to the first couple touch points you had, was it through an Instagram reel or was it through a paid ads? Was it through a VSL ad? Well, you probably notice that was actually from a YouTube video. or at least you were searching for some sort of solution, you had some sort of pain point, and you were just trying to be educated on YouTube, and then you stumbled upon that mentor, right? So think about how you purchase, right? And then you'll notice that a lot of the purchases, or even a lot of other people's purchases, come from YouTube. And one thing that I want to, I guess, educate you guys on is the fact that YouTube videos, they last 10 times longer than Instagram or even TikTok videos. So you can see that for an Instagram reel or an Instagram post, the views that it gets, it only lasts about 19 hours. After 19 hours, they stop getting views. As for a YouTube video, they still get views on average after even 10 days of after being uploaded. Okay, so they last a lot longer. Now, you can have the best video in the world, the best YouTube video, but if no one actually clicks on it, you've wasted hours of your time. So the first step here is we need to figure out how do we actually come up with good YouTube ideas. So why should you actually reinvent the wheel? And the fact is you shouldn't. So the first thing that you guys need to do is it's very simple, is actually just taking inspiration from your top competitors. And sometimes this is what I do as well. And there is one tool called vidIQ that you guys should download as a Chrome extension on Google Chrome. And you guys can basically search up all your competitors, look at all the most recent videos. And if you zoom into each video, there is a little multiplier that's either red, blue, or purple. And if you see this multiplier that's over around 7 to 8x, this means it is an outlier for their subscriber count, right? Because you don't always want to just look at the views. You want to look at the multiplier compared to that subscribers or that channel's performance. Because let's say a person with 1 million subscribers, they could have 500,000 views. Does that mean it's doing well? No, it doesn't, right? Because their channel, they get roughly 700,000 views, for example. That means it's actually underperforming. So that's why you use a vidIQ multiplier that could actually tell you how well it performs. So after you gather all these videos that have at least 8x ROAS or 8x multiplier, right? Or even these videos that have gone viral, for example, you basically just replicate it. Replicate the packaging of it. So for example, the titles, and also you can take inspiration from the thumbnails. You can see a lot of these are very similar, right? So that's the first thing I would do to come up with ideas. And yeah, so that's the first thing I would do to come up with ideas. Now, the ideas that actually generate you sales are these. Number one, you can look through the objections from your sales calls. So let's say you get a very common objection. All you got to do is just create a YouTube video addressing that specific objection and reframing people's mindset on that topic specifically. Number two is also repetitive questions or even concerns from your clients that you already have. So let's say on a group coaching call, you get this one specific question a lot. You know, what do you got to do? Create a YouTube video on that specific topic so that you are giving a lot of value for the audience that are watching for you for free, and they feel that you're answering all of their questions. And guys, remember, when people look at your videos and they book on a sales call with you, they don't book on a sales call with you because they're ready to buy immediately, right? It's not always the case, but they want to book in a call because they want more of their questions to be answered. So by you creating YouTube videos, answering specific questions, step by step, right? In their mind, they feel like you can already solve the rest of their problems that they're going to have. Okay. Now, the third thing is also case studies with clients. These are great videos to film to really convert all those people that are also maybe on the fence of working with you. Now, there's no point of having an amazing idea, YouTube idea, if no one's actually going to watch your video. So how do we get people to watch it? To get people to actually watch your video, you need a great hook. A hook is the first 30 seconds of your video, and it is the most important part of your video because it determines whether your viewer is going to stay or either keep watching the video till the middle part, at least, or till the body. Okay. So for your hooks, you want to script it out word by word, because if you don't, you might get you might miss some points that you wanted to say, and overall you might just mess up, right? Unless you've done it a lot of times and you've memorized your script. Okay. But if you haven't memorized your script, I recommend you guys to just do it word by word, script it out. So number one is the hook. The hook is the first 30 seconds of your video and also the most important 30 seconds of your video because it determines whether your viewer is going to keep watching your video or not. So I recommend you guys to just script it out word by word or have it memorized word by word. Now, what you want to do in the hook is you want to answer the most urgent questions and objections that you may have, or I guess your viewer may have when they click on the video and the title. Okay, so and 3 variables that you want to include in the hook is number one, restating your title. You want to give some proof, give some authority, and you also want to pique interest within the hook. Okay, these are 3 variables that you should have when writing your hook. So I'm going to give you guys an example of this exact YouTube video that you're watching right now. And when you clicked on it, so these are the questions that you most likely had. Is YouTube actually effective? Who's also using YouTube? How long does it take? Does it take a lot of time and effort to create a YouTube video? Why should I even listen to you? And what are you going to go over today in today's video specifically? So number one, what I do is in the hook, I restated my promise, right? Today, I'm going to be breaking down the entire system that you need to make 6 figures per month with your coaching business using YouTube. So I reaffirmed the title. Second sentence was, is YouTube actually effective? I said, one single YouTube video can generate you thousands of dollars over time. Here I said, I've personally implemented the same. So this is proof that I've actually done it for myself, and I've done it for my own clients the past 6 months, giving myself more authority and for you guys to actually trust me to give you this information. Next thing is, every leading coach dominates their own market. So who else is using YouTube, right? If there's no, I guess, big guru or big entrepreneur who's very successful that's also using it, then what's the point, right? And it only takes a few hours to make a good video. Over here, what I'm really doing here is just lowering the level of effort, perceived effort, okay? Obviously, it does take a few hours, and you definitely can take more than a few hours to make a good video, so it depends. But what you guys want to do in these hooks is to make the effort as low as possible, right? And as easy as possible. So today, I'll be showing you guys the step-by-step effort that all of these So this is what I'm going to go, this is how, what are you going to go over today? Yeah, this is basically to just put some urgency. Add some urgency into the hook to make you guys basically stay watching, right? If you don't watch to the end, you'll miss out on the strategies that I've paid tens of thousands of dollars for. This is true, by the way. So the best part about this is you don't need thousands of viewers. Yeah, does it take a lot of time and effort? That's probably your question as well, right? And I've answered all of these objections and concerns and questions that you guys have, at least the most common and the most important ones, in the first 30 seconds already. Now that that's gotten away, right? Now that we have them hooked, if you don't deliver what you promised, they will click off the video, okay? So we want to make sure we deliver on a promise and over-deliver. So how do we actually make a valuable video that builds trust and also generate you booked calls and sales? So let's get into the meat of the YouTube video, which is the body. The body, this is the main portion of your video. This is the part that all of your viewers came here to see. So make sure it's the most valuable video that they'll ever watch, something that they would even pay hundreds of dollars for. So what makes a video valuable? What makes a video valuable is that you need to shift your viewers' beliefs to the beliefs that you need them to have in order to work with you. So their beliefs need to be aligned with your product or your service. Okay. And you also need to be breaking limiting beliefs that they have around, specific topics that are related to your coaching program. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys an example, right? So let's say one of my audiences or one of your guys' pain points is not booking enough sales calls for your coaching business, right? That's your guys' problems. And the beliefs that I need you guys to have in order to work with me is that ads is basically ads, and how powerful ads are for your coaching business. And the old beliefs that I'm trying to break, right, or the limiting beliefs that you guys have are these right here. Ads don't work. Ads are unpredictable. Ads are super risky. Ads are super expensive. There's too much testing involved. It's very complex. I need a huge budget for ads. I can keep grinding organic to try to go viral and chase views and hoping that one day, I make it, right? But that's completely, like, at least in my opinion, right? I don't believe that that's the best way to go ahead, to actually scale your coaching business. So the new beliefs that I've installed in this video, right, that aligns with my product and my service is that ads work very well if you have the right framework. Ads are predictable. Ads are profitable when done correctly. Ads are cheap. Ads are easy to run. They don't need a huge budget. And scaling organically is like gambling. So if my audience has all these beliefs here, right, they will believe that I can actually help them scale. Okay. I hope you guys are kind of deeping this and that it kind of makes sense to you guys, because if they keep having these old beliefs, they will never want to work with me. Okay. Now, throughout all of your content assets, when I say content assets, I mean like YouTube videos, you need to pretend that they're like mini video sales letter, right? And also virtual sales reps. These are sales reps. And what do sales reps do? They help their prospects break limiting beliefs and install new beliefs, right? And help them align their beliefs to the beliefs of the coaching program. So, yeah. So basically, you want to treat your sales assets as like sales reps. Basically, you're shifting beliefs, you're giving tons of value. But once people have learned what they actually needed from your videos, by the way, they usually click off. Okay, so that's one important lesson that you guys need to learn. If you guys provide too much value or you guys are just too straight up, they'll just get what they need and they'll just hop off the video. So how do we actually get them to retain and keep watching for the full length of the video? Now, I use something called open loops. So this is when we actually use hooks at the end of every talking point that makes people want to keep listening and to keep, watching, right? So that they want to listen to your next point, and then they get hooked again, and then they go to the next point. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some examples right here, right, that I've used previously. There's no point of having a good idea if no one's going to watch your actual video. So how do we get people to watch it, right? So that's my hook. That's my open loop. And then that's my talking point. Okay. Now, next one. Now that you have them hooked, if you don't deliver on what you promised, they will click off the video immediately. So how do we make a super valuable video that builds trust and generate you booked calls and sales? Okay. So that's another hook. That's another loop. And that's another talking point. Now, after building up all this information and hooking them and retaining them, you'll actually lose out on tens of thousands of dollars if you don't know how to direct that attention to get you booked calls. So how do we actually end a video? Outro. So we want to keep the outro as short as possible, ideally less than 7 seconds. Because let's say if your outro is like 30 seconds and you're like, hey guys, all right, this is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys, blah, blah, blah. You guys already know it's the outro for like another 30 seconds. You can see it, right? So that's already taking up like 5% of your 100%. So if even 5% of people just leave your video, your retention rate, so all the average people who watched your entire video gets less and less and less, if that makes sense. Okay. But the goal here is you want as many people watching as long as possible so that YouTube can deem your video, right, as valuable or at least binge worthy. So they push it out to even more people. And that's the whole goal. Okay. So we don't want people to click off your video at all. We want to decrease that chance as much as possible. So ideally, we want to keep the outro as short as possible. Now, there's two things that you guys can do in the outro. If the video that you filmed was short and it wasn't as valuable as you thought it was, you can do a call to action to another video or to another one of your YouTube videos. And that's totally fine. That gets people to, stay within your ecosystem and keep binging your content. If the video was packed with value and you do want to do a call to action, then you can do a call to action to book a call with you down below using a calendar link, or even go to like a landing page, for example, or even DM you on Instagram. Okay. Now I want to go to the bonuses. Okay. There are 3 bonuses that I really want you guys to understand and deep. Bonus 1 is the only way to actually win in the content game is just by standing out and being different than everyone else. So you guys saw this video right here. It's super raw and unedited and unscripted. Okay. While other gurus out there script the whole thing, they make it sound so unnatural. They try to put on a different persona, but that's not me. What you're seeing right here is me. It's 100% chore. Okay. I'm trying to stand out by actually being who I am, right? By being myself. People, as I said, like people buy coaching. People don't buy coaching. People buy coaches. If you want to work with me, you buy into who I am, like not necessarily the information that I give you, right? Of course, that builds a lot of trust and value. But at the end of the day, right, you trust me to help you. Okay. So second thing is that everyone can copy your thumbnails, your copywriting, your information, your Miro boards, but no one can copy you. So you are unique and you want to be as authentic as possible. So just be yourself and don't put up a persona, because a persona isn't going to last you in the long run. I've seen so many people trying to get into space and just try to copy Miro boards, for example, and just does not work, right? At the end of the day, when you copy other people, when new viewers look at your content and they look at the original person who made the content, it always goes back to the original person who made the winning content. Okay. So you want to be you just want to be authentic. Okay. Now, the last thing here is don't just provide value. Okay. Like when you just keep providing value, people will just see you as that, as like a person just giving value, and just become sort of transactional. And what you really want to be doing in these YouTube videos and in your content is just shifting beliefs and breaking limiting beliefs. You want to give people like an aha moment, right? Something that they've really like never been challenged on in terms of their beliefs. So when you help them shift their beliefs from old to new, right, they trust you a lot more to actually guide them to the next steps. So that's the whole YouTube system. This actual YouTube system is part of a whole funnel that I've actually shared in another video. So if you guys want to watch that, here's another CTA. Go ahead and click on that video either on the left or on the right side, and I'll see you there. Peace.